You're watching the Lakers Report. I am Will Scott. We just broke down the Lakers selection of Jalen Hood-Schifino a little bit earlier. Now we are reacting to their pick at number 40, Maxwell Lewis, the wing out of Pepperdine, someone we talked about as a potential Lakers draft target. He is indeed the pick in round 2 here for Rob Pelinka. He was Nick Roloff's 15th ranked wing, 35th overall, so he went somewhere in that range. Was a sophomore for the Waves this past season. He stays out west, being selected here by the Lakers. He grew up in Vegas, went to college in California, Pepperdine, now going to play professional basketball in the City of Angels. Taking a look at the scouting report on Maxwell Lewis from our draft expert here at Chat Sports, Nick Roloff. Fantastic shooting mechanics. That should translate well to the NBA. Body type allows him to be a projected 3-and-D guy. Good on-ball defense as well, but tends to ball watch. I like these picks, man, for the Lakers. I really do. Jalen Hood-Schifino was the pick at number 17. A lot of talk about, are the Lakers going to keep the pick? Are they going to trade back, trade up? They end up staying put at number 17 and taking a guy that I thought was going to be a lottery pick in Jalen Hood-Schifino. Nick Roloff's 13th overall prospect goes number 17 here to the Lakers. He can contribute right away. He can be a guy that comes off the bench and is really productive. And then Maxwell Lewis has a lot of potential here. Probably going to spend most of his time in the G League in year one, but I don't know, with the Lakers' depth situation, maybe he can play a pretty big role on this Lakers team as a rookie, depending on how he looks in Summer League and in camp and in the preseason. But he is the number 40 overall pick. Grade the Lakers draft. What grade would you give the Lakers here in this draft? Their 2 picks are in type A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving the Lakers an A. I'm really impressed with Rob Pelinka, the job he did in this draft. You get 2 really good players here in Hood-Schifino and in Lewis. Taking a look at Maxwell Lewis's stats in his sophomore season at Pepperdine, 17.1 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, 46.8% from the field, 34.8% from three-point range. Kevin O'Connor said this in The Ringer. His scouting report on Lewis is this: knockdown, three-point shooter off the catch with flawless mechanics. He's not a dynamic threat off screens or handoffs, but he is excellent at one-dribble or two-dribble pull-ups and stepbacks. He loves using pump fakes to get defenders in the air, which gives him space to attack with jumpers or drive, says Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. So three-point shooting is a big part of Maxwell Lewis's game. Maybe he can be a guy off the bench you can bring in to knock down some three-pointers. We all know the Lakers could have used more three-point shooters this past season. Now, the Lakers finished 7th in the West in the regular season, but they ended up being the Western Conference runner-up after losing to the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. So they're right there in terms of being a contender in this league. But what do you think? The Lakers are a top blank team in the NBA right now. Let me know down in the comment section. In the West, I think they're top 3 or 4 in the West. In terms of the NBA, I think they're a top 7 team in the NBA right now. They certainly got better as a basketball team tonight. There's no question about it. It's going to be a busy offseason. I think you got to bring back Reeves. I think you got to bring back Hachimura. I think you got to figure out your point guard situation. Chris Paul now is off the market. He went to Golden State. They got to figure out the point guard spot. They get Jalen Hood-Schifino, though, a good guard, and then Maxwell Lewis, a good wing that can knock down some three-point shots.
Just a real quick update, because Rob Pelinka is actually talking to the media right now as we're filming about Jalen Hood-Schifino. So some quick notes on here. Rob Pelinka said, according to Dan Wojcicki, positional size was important when talking about Jalen Hood-Schifino. He said, quote, "This was an easy one for us, drafting JHS at 17. Called him a lottery-level talent and lauded his size." This is per Dave McMenamin. Lauded his size, wingspan, and basketball IQ, bringing, quote, positional size to the point guard spot. credited JHS's professional habits with training and diet in his freshman year at IU as indicators he'll fit in with the Lakers.
Yeah, in my opinion, this was a no-brainer decision here from the Lakers. Now, they were getting calls from the Rockets and probably some other teams about trading back. They decide to stay put at 17, and I think the thinking for the Lakers, and Rob Pelinka's quotes make me think this even more, that if Jalen Hood-Schifino was on the board at number 17, they were taking him. They weren't trading back. He was their guy, and he was the right selection here for the Lakers in the first round. There's no question about it. They followed that up with Maxwell Lewis in round 2. You look at his stat line. He put up awesome stats in his sophomore season at Pepperdine, really improved his NBA draft stock. He goes as a number 40 pick here. The Lakers, they got to be aggressive this offseason after being swept by the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and they have several key free agency decisions to make. That includes Austin Reeves. That includes Hachimura. Sam, we got something else from Pelinka here?
Another great quote from Rob Pelinka here said that they asked JHS whom he'd like to have lunch with if it could be anybody from history. His answer was Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Said his Mamba mentality is a code that JHS has lived by. You could tell he didn't throw that out because it was a Lakers interview. It felt like it came from the heart, which is a really good quote to hear, honestly.
And I feel like, if you're growing up, you're a basketball player growing up, like Jalen Hood-Schifino, you watch Kobe Bryant, you try to model your game in a lot of regards after him just because he had the it factor. He's one of the most clutch players of all time, one of the best players of all time. And Jalen Hood-Schifino, man, if he plays that Mamba mentality, he's going to fit in well with L.A.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I think he's in a perfect spot where he may not necessarily be relied on to contribute early and to give significant minutes early. We know how LeBron James is sometimes with those young guys, being able to trust them to play alongside them. So I think he has the room where he can grow in his role over the course of the next 2 to 3 years and really earn more minutes as he goes. You're not going to see a ton right away, I don't think. But over time, you're going to see that role really start to grow.
Right. I agree. And I think, like you said, LeBron makes everybody around him better. I'm really excited to see what JHS and Maxwell Lewis can do as LeBron's teammates this upcoming year. You get some much-needed depth here with those two guys. Both guys have the ability to really score the basketball at a high level. Name a free agent you want the Lakers to sign. Now that the draft is in the books, we're looking forward to the NBA free agency period, which begins next Friday. Go down to comments. Name a free agent with the Lakers to sign.